Hey, Troubles. Yeah, I got on a little early. You never know, Takes a while for people to get on and stuff like that. I'm not going to upload my videos till after this. I don't want any problems. Remind him it's not till 10 o'clock, will you? Give people a chance to come on. Remind him it's not till 10, will you? Hang on. Eyes without a face. Eyes without a face. Eyes without a face. Got no human race. Eyes around the face. Your eyes are without a face. You got no human race. Your eyes without a face. Your eyes without a face. Got no. Hey Sharon, how you doing? Got no human race. I got us some new lights for when we start a new porn career today. I hope you don't think I'm getting things together too early. Eyes without a face. Gotta make sure my hat looks good tonight. You like it this way or this way? Yeah, Erick should be coming on here. I came on a little early. Nothing worse than somebody being late. Nothing worse than someone coming on late. Got one of my new beers. This is called a Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Milk Stout. Let me see, what's this? I think this is 12% alcohol. The women are about ready to get better looking. Oh, a slight tilt. How about that? Is that a little too much? Oh, Michelob Zero. Oh, good for you. I'll put it tilted the other way. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it. Yeah, now we're talking. Perfect. Sharon, how's it going out there? It didn't get as hot today as it was supposed to. Did not. Hey, ACB, how you doing? Gilligan, yeah. I like Gilligan. I like that show. I want to go back to those days. We're just walking around with a big heart on, looking at Marianne, wondering what she looked like nude. Ginger, too. Marianne got a lot of drunk driving tickets. COVID finished her off. I don't know if Ginger's still alive or not. What a way to be broke down, huh? On a shipwrecked island with a couple good-looking girls like that. It'd be so cool. I think it would be. Well, hopefully, I don't have an email for Erick, so I couldn't email him the link earlier. So he should be just popping on here. Now, Erick is a guy that he's got a channel. I should have looked it up ahead of time. Maybe I'll put a link to it. He used to walk around Detroit with a goat, and the goat got murdered.
And his house got burned down. Erick the Goat Guy, that's what they call it. Yeah, he's got 6,260 subscribers. Erick the Dream Giver. That's what he calls himself now, the Dream Giver. He's out in around Ann Arbor today. Erick the Dream Giver. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Hey, B, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know. Now, I don't really know him too well. He had contacted me a long time ago and we talked. I think we talked. Maybe it was through emails or something. Anyway, I asked people about him before, and nobody really knew what the deal was. I had a lady send me an email one time, thought she was scamming people, but I don't have any evidence of that. I'm going to ask him about it, though. Oh, I didn't watch that. So I'm going to find out what he's up to, what he's promoting, why they killed his goat. He might not know. And why they burned his house down. I know why they burned his house down, because it's in Detroit and he wasn't there for a couple of days. You don't need to do anything wrong to get your house burned down in Detroit. No way. You just need to have a house there and the rest will take care of itself. Just a bunch of savages with nothing to do that are mean and hate. They don't want you having anything that they don't have. There's no entertainment down there, so they light houses on fire. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to get the details on the goat. Find out just what went on there. I think he knows enough to come on here and click on the link. Sharon, you want to come up and party, Tribbles? Talk about these things. Ask poignant questions. Goats' lives do matter, or did matter in this case. I know there's a picture of it on his YouTube thing. I think he calls himself Erick the Dream Giver now because he doesn't have a goat. Makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it was his dearly beloved pet. Yeah, dearly beloved pet. I don't know, a prop. We're going to find out tonight. And he used to have a girl that traveled around with him, Michelle. Oh, you're about to have dinner? Oh, okay. Yeah, it should work for you. I'm not going to upload my videos till after this. They're huge files. And I don't want any YouTube thing open, even if the volumes can. I don't want any trouble with this. Yeah, I don't like people that abuse animals either. How about Colonel Sanders? Bob Evans? Honey Baked Ham? They're all over the place. I don't know if you consider slaughter abuse. I mean, if Erick's goat was killed for sacrificial reasons, religious reasons. Oh, that's cool. Good. Thanks for coming on. I didn't know you had a sister. Oh, the one that has the niece. You know, for some reason I was thinking that was a sister-in-law, but yeah, sister. That's right. Yeah, good. Did the niece come along too, or she's home watching the kids? We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. I'm glad you're breaking loose, Stephanie. Just sitting around, nothing to do. Just get out there and party. Let's have a good time. Our days are numbered, both of ours. We could take bets on who's going to go first. I hope I get to come out there and take you to a nice seafood dinner first. Get a good seafood dinner. We'll go down to that wharf and really get nailed on a big bill. Oh, he just emailed me now. I don't know how I'd send a link on a damn email. Well, at least he's prompt. That's why I came on earlier. I don't like shit starting out half-assed. Turkey. Yeah, did you see those turkey and fish? Yeah, I quit fishing because of that. I don't blame you, Stephanie. I mean, you're not going to get any criticism from me. There's a lady yeah, it's right here, Eric. It's posted. It's right here. Right here. Click on that link. Get this party started. Hey, Stephanie, we'll do that. I'll come out there. And I get this new, you could make a plane flight out here, couldn't you? When I get this house built, you can just smoke and drink. We'll just fuck around, take you out to good dinners. We'll have one last good week in our lives before one of us dies. Troubles is going to come up. Yeah. Can you hear me? Troubles? She might not be enabled on the end. Yeah, good. Yeah, we'll do that then. I got to post this link for Eric again. You see it, Eric? Yeah, we'll have a good time, Stephanie. Really, we won't do anything but have pure fun. From the time we get up, we'll go to Cracker Barrel and just eat like pigs. Yeah, I don't have any good hats. We'll just eat. We'll go to Cracker Barrel and stuff ourselves. Then we'll just go to eat good. We'll eat a different cuisine every night. Indian, Greek, French, good steakhouse, good seafood, good Szechuan. Yeah. Be so great. We'll just have 1 week of solid fun. Yeah. We're not going to let any responsibilities or family ties get in the way for a week. It's going to be just ours. Then we'll drink and you can go out and smoke. We'll laugh ourselves to sleep. So, Eric should see this link fine. You should see it on YouTube or you should see it on the, I got it posted up here. Can you guys see this link that I'm posting? Oh, here he is right here. Here he is. You there? Eric? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Let's see. Now I got this on. Now he's on, but I think there's a little problem with the sound. Let me just look on here, make sure I haven't fucked something up on the sound. UVC audio. Let me look on this. Echo cancellation, reduce mic background default. Now you should be hearing me fine. You hear me?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. I'm reporting you live from the van, man.
Oh, good. Good job. Excellent job. Hey, now I want to get things started out so everybody knows who they're talking to. Now, I first came across you, if I remember right, you were living in Detroit and you would have a goat with you, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm mainly known for as the Detroit goat guy. But people don't realize that I actually used to travel all over America with my goat. I used to travel all over the world, like pretty much. I've been to every city, every state in the country, pretty much. With my goat. I've been everywhere. I used to have a school bus. I still have the bus. The bus is broken down. been putting all my money in the bus. I keep getting robbed and stuff. And then I travel all over America, helping out with community gardens and community projects, and doing walks for the homeless. I do a 12/21 walk for the homeless every year. I set Homeless Remembrance Day. Now is a federal holiday, which is crazy that a holiday that I helped started.
Oh, congratulations! Oh, good. Yeah. But you were living in Detroit, based out of Detroit, right?
Yeah. So I started a nonprofit called the Rock Club Foundation, and I made this community in Detroit called the Rock Club Foundation, headquartered about a 3-story house in Detroit, and I was building community gardens around it. I had 2 school buses on the property that people were staying in. I was staying in my bus. There was another bus there that other people were staying in. Then people also were staying in the house, and then I cooked food out of the house. We're feeding probably 50 people a day. It was about 10 people was staying there any given time. I was doing a lot to help the community in Detroit when I had the means to do so.
Okay, now go ahead.
And then one of the the people that I try to help pretty much vandalized my house and destroy everything, and different people destroy different aspects. So it wasn't all just one person; it was several people, all kind of happening one after another, and everybody kind of gaining up on me after I try to help them.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Um, and so I end up having to like leave. I just end up leaving Detroit since there was nothing really left there to keep me there. So
yeah. Now, when and where and how did the goat get murdered?
So I had 2 goats. So that's kind of why it's kind of confusing. The first goat that was murdered, I don't really sure what happened. I was arguing with some of my guests that I had at my house. I'm not sure if it happened the day that I was arguing, but it came up missing. I couldn't find my goat for a few days. Everybody says, swear up and down, oh, that guy that you was arguing with the day that the goat came up missing had nothing to do with it. I don't know. There were a lot of people in the neighborhood who was jealous of me. So it could have been any number of the people in the neighborhood that was jealous that I was, that I was famous and I was on YouTube and I had money coming in from donations because of my goat, and it was just there were a lot of people in the neighborhood that was a little bit jealous, and a lot of people was concerned because they didn't want positivity in the neighborhood. They liked the neighborhood being non-gentrified.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that when I bought the house and moved in the neighborhood, that I was going to be coming against so many, forces of evil. But I did know that because that's why I was there to try to overcome all the darkness, because I was trying to be a light in a dark place.
Right.
I was trying to be a light to give hope to those that need hope, because that's who I am. I'm Erick, the Dream Giver, and I'm here to bring people together to help people realize their dream, realize their purpose. Because I believe everybody here in their heart have that want to make the world a better place in one way or another. Everybody wants to make the world a better place, but the problem is I feel like a lot of people are being held back from doing what it is that they could do to make the world a better place. And I feel like in whatever reason, whatever way, everybody have something is holding them back from accomplishing the big dream that they have in their heart. And what I try to do is I try to help people realize that they have a big dream in their heart, and that the most important thing they can do, and the best thing you can do is the best thing you can do. I mean, whatever you're the best at, whatever you can do that's better than whatever you're good at, whatever your talents are, whatever is the things that you should be doing. And that's what I tell, and I mean, right now I'm going through a really unplanned chapter of my life. I'm not really sure where I'm going or what I'm doing. I'm kind of getting kicked, like I've been kind of knocked back and taking a break. I mean, I'm making 1,000 views a day on my YouTube just because of shorts.
Yeah, those don't pay though.
Those don't pay, and people don't really take the time to really notice those,
No, but hey, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to keep this in a good order so people understand where you've come from, what you were doing, and where you're at now. So, how did goat number 1 die?
The goat number 1 was kidnapped and ended up underneath a bridge.
Dead?
Yes, dead.
In Detroit?
Yes, in Detroit.
Okay. And how did
goat
you?
Number 2. And then I had to leave my house. I had to leave in a car. I put my goat up at adoption. So I left my goat I left my goat at another community, another lady named Andy Nays community.
Yeah.
And she was a nice older African American lady of color.
Yeah.
that lives in Detroit, because there are a lot of people of color that lives in that neighborhood, and she have a community project, and she said, yes, I will take deer. And she took deer, and deer jumped over her fence when and got out, and the cops shot him
In Detroit?
in Detroit. Yes.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So like so that what the community said. The community all said speculation that the that a cop is who is responsible for the cop. I don't know who. There could have been anybody that shot the goat. The cops brought the goat to me dead right after it was shot. Was freshly shot. I mean, so I would have doubted that it was them that shot it, because it just happened when they brought it to me.
Gotcha.
That video of me talking when me announcing the goat is dead, it's like, he's like, wow, and the people in the background like, wow, I can't believe it happened. Wow, it's still warm. It's like they joking about being warm. My friends, the people, I don't know, I guess you can call them my friends or enemies or whoever they was.
Was the goat aggressive at all? Either one of them?
The older goat was slightly aggressive.
Was that number 1 or 2?
The deer of the goat was my first goat, and the second goat that died.
And which one was the aggressive one?
Deer was a little aggressive, and he was a lot bigger.
Okay.
He definitely, he was like 100 plus pounds, and he wasn't,
So could there have been a reason to shoot him?
He was shot in the middle of the street.
Okay. But I mean, could he have been chasing somebody? I see on YouTube goats like butting people and stuff.
I don't know what happened. I think that if there was a real reason for them to do it, they would have covered it up as much as they did.
Yeah, okay.
Because they didn't really the cops didn't really explain to me what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. And was no eyewitness to really what happened. I asked some of the people, and they said that the cop shot him. The goat was running down the street, and they got scared. And the cops got scared and didn't know what to do, and they shot him.
Okay. Hey, now I wanted to, before we go any further, now you're from where? Where'd you grow up?
I'm from. I grew up. I've always been kind of gypsy. I always travel around quite a bit. So I wasn't even from Detroit. I moved there because I thought I could be a light in a dark place, and had an opportunity to buy a house.
Where'd you come from, though? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Destin, Florida, and then also Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay.
So Destin, Florida, Colorado Springs, where I was born, and then Destin, Florida, where I went to high school.
Okay, that's a nice place.
It's an interesting place. It's not. It's nice to every place I've been to have its pros and have its cons, and every place I go, I learn a little bit and I grow a little bit, and they all have good things and other bad things about it. The weather is really hot there in the summertime. It's nice in the wintertime, but also there's it's nice to have a beach, and it's and it's laid back. It mostly laid back, but the cops and city officials are always like dipping their hands into way too many things and controlling things for the maybe for the good or for the bad. They like evicted every trailer park in town. They were constantly harassing the homeless. That's why I started the Walk for the Homeless, because I just they literally have like a street team to go out and harass homeless people, and it's just I just felt like that was wrong. I understand that they don't want homeless people just laying on the street in front of the businesses and stuff, but it got to be a better way to deal with it than straight up policing,
Yeah. Now, how old are you?
I'm 35, 6 years old.
Okay, and you're a high school graduate, right?
Yeah, I went to high school.
How
I
about
actually
college?
graduated from high school twice, and also went to trade school.
Oh, what trade you learn?
I learned a little bit about building design. I went to a little bit. I did some welding classes, horticultural, landscaping, and so I know a lot about like designing gardens and landscapes, and I also took like construction where I learned a little bit about building houses and stuff. Learned a little bit about every trade in high school. I kind of took an introductory to construction.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Was
and
the
then
were the goats pets or props?
I mean, of course, they were my pet. I got a service animal certificate for the goat. And I feel like the goat had a magical ability to bring the community together. And that's what it really was. And what was really magical about it, because I have a really hard time communicating because of my speech impediment. I have a really hard time talking to people and communicating, me and doing things for the or and I just like people really, and I do enjoy the fact that the goat really does have a magical way of bringing people together. And sometimes, sometimes I don't have any friends out there other than a goat. I feel like, for a long time, like my best friend was a goat, and like it was hard to have like a relationship with people sometimes because I feel like I get hurt by people a lot. But my
Yeah.
goat has always been there for me, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like, no, yeah, like, and but but it's also a lot of responsibility taking care of the goat. It's a 24-hour responsibility. It's like
Yeah.
living, breathing animal. You're not like you can just turn it off.
Right.
You know.
Now, were they just regular goats or a specific breed?
Um. So the goat the foot the so deer is a Nigerian uh is an is a pygmy Lamachi,
Yeah.
a pygmy goat and slash Lamachi goat.
Yeah.
So the Lamachi goat, so that's why he didn't have any ears but had big horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he had ears, but he had a very tiny little cute little ears.
Okay.
And because he's a Lamachi goat, and then
Yeah.
Cutie Pie had cute little horns and big, giant, fluffy ears.
Oh, okay. So are you looking for another goat or just putting it on the back
I
burner?
think I don't know. I'm thinking that right now I don't have room for a goat in my life because I live in a van with other people.
What kind of van you have?
I have a minivan.
Okay.
Really small.
Now, how you
Honda
getting away with that
minivan.
out in Ann Arbor? I mean, that's kind of a mixed bag out there.
I
Either
think
the-
Ann Arbor has been pretty nice. I've been able to sleep at pretty much any city park that I want, and the cops don't ever mess with me.
Oh, good. Now, how did you happen to pick Ann Arbor this time of year?
Well, I don't know. I have a really good friend of mine that grew up in Ann Arbor that I've been trying to, help out and watch over. I don't know. You guys seen all my travels. Her name is Michelle. And it's really good. People call her my sister because I kind of I take care of her like my sister. And she's living in Ann Arbor, and I'm not sure if she want to travel or stay here, but right now I'm just staying here working. And also, this is where my bus is still here, and I'm working on trying to get my bus fixed. So I'm trying to find, people to work on an older engine. It's hard to find people that want to work on the old engine other than like the backyard.
Buses in general. There's a guy that lives near me down here in Georgia. They bought a couple that they were going to refurbish and make campers out of. And, there's a lot of Facebook groups that are into these school bus camper things. And he said every day on this Facebook site, there's somebody somewhere in a converted school bus that's broke down that can't get anybody to work on it.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking I want to go to. Yeah, I should start. I should. Yeah, I'm going to start working on my own bus, and then also I want to learn how to work on buses because that's. I mean, I think that it anybody that yeah, and anybody that want to live in a bus or live on the road need to be a mechanic. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm working on it, but it's hard because it's like it's not like I'm born with the knowledge to do it, and I'm trying to, so I'm working, and then I've been calling around all the mechanic shops saying, "Hey, can I get a job working with you? How much experience do you have working on cars?" And I'm like, "Well, not very much." So, but like, I mean, I'm sitting here like, so I go into car, I'm going to car races, and like race shacks and stuff, just trying to find somebody that will, take me on the wing and teach me some skills. But yeah, it's hard finding anybody that want to work on a bus
Yeah,
because
it's true.
most mechanic shops won't work on anything that big, and most teacher shop. And my bus is kind of one. It's really old, and it's not so. So I just need to learn. I just need to learn how to work on a bike bus myself, and that'd be a good project for YouTube. And I'm going to learn, and I'll probably hopefully find somebody that will teach me because I don't want anybody working my bus without me no more. I just want somebody. I'll pay somebody to teach me how to work on it, and that's what But if I won't have to, because pretty much I can't find a shop to work on it anyways, because I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
find somebody with some, and I'm working on trying to figure all that stuff out right now. Is I'm gonna have to probably rent some property and put the bus on it, and I've been trying to struggle doing that to try to find a piece of property I can rent to put the bus on, and then I have to find somebody who can work on it and actually know what they're doing.
Yeah. Now,
So
are you a religious man at all?
I go to church. I believe in God. It's not like a priority in my life, and I don't really preach.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I do go to church sometimes,
Yeah.
and I do believe in the scripture. Um, so maybe I should pray more. And
Well, speaking of
but
that, well, in the past, you've had different girls with you places.
yeah, and don't matter where. Yeah, and don't matter. And the thing about it is, like, I don't really make enemies with any of my friends that I travel. Anybody that really get to know me, as long as they're good people, they never leave mad. Usually, unless they have issues on themselves. Usually,
Oh,
but there's, you know, but maybe we have different dreams and different ambitions that kind of go off different directions. And so
yeah.
we doing different things, but we still can't say they still, sometimes they still message me or still follow me on YouTube.
Yeah.
They might be watching this video right now. Who knows? But like I still have a lot of friends that really love me and respect me, and no matter where I go, I feel like I just try to be a good person and be loved and respect.
Gotcha. Now, I think it's Michelle. Is she still in the picture?
What?
I think her name was Michelle. Is she still around?
Yeah, I just said that. That's one of the reasons I'm here in Ann Arbor because that's where she's from.
Oh, she's from there. I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
I said that a few minutes ago.
I thought you said your sister.
Yeah, my sister Michelle.
Oh, that's your sister.
Yeah, well, I call her my sister, but people call her my sister because I take care of her. Like, we fight, and
So that's not your girlfriend.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any girlfriends. I could kind of.
Oh, I got it now. Yeah. Okay. All right. I thought that
friends,
was.
but I don't know. It's complicated. She's.
Yeah.
She's kind of talking about how she got to be with a woman or a guy, and she's wishy-washy, and she want to be with me, but she doesn't, and it's just like
Yeah. I say go back to the goat. I wish I had one.
I mean, yeah, but you can't date an animal. That's not going to work.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
at least a goat never going to abandon you.
That's right.
And
Now,
a goat always.
Did you ever make it out to Burning Man?
Not with the goat.
How about without the goat?
Yes, without the goat. I went a couple of times without the goat.
And what was that like?
It was awesome. I brought Michelle with me to Burning Man, and we never went to an actual Burning Man. We went to the non-official COVID Burning Man.
Oh, okay.
So there was there was a gathering of people that was associated with Burning Man. So all the people that normally go to Burning Man, but they still showed up even though the actual Burning Man was canceled.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any tickets, or there wasn't any security. There wasn't anybody running the event, but people still showed up, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, they showed up to a party that was canceled. So a lot of people still showed up to the Black Rock Desert, in September.
Right.
Even though there was no Burning Man that year, and I went to that, and that was really awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
So
now, do you have a PayPal or Cash App or any of that stuff?
Yeah, I have a PayPal, Cash App. People can also donate on my channel through Super Thanks. I have that enabled.
And what's the name of your channel?
It's Erick the Dream Giver.
Hey, could one of you guys put a link to that, Chris, or Tribbles, or Rita? Erick the Dream Giver. Could you put a link to his channel, please? Because it's a pain in the ass for me to do it. I got to open up a YouTube thing, and then you get feedback, and this clicks off accidentally. And somebody could do that; it'd be great. Erick the Dream Giver.
And this is how you spell it. For anybody that need to know how to spell.
Oh, okay. Now, do you get many donations?
No, actually, ever since I lost my goat, and ever since our house burned down, and even though that's a really traumatic thing to go through,
yeah,
the biggest thing I miss is the fact that nobody support anything I do anymore, and I've been really hard getting anybody to watch my channel or donate. I haven't. I get literally my, I haven't got, I probably got less than $100 donations this year, So I can't say nobody donates, but I'm like, they're very sparse.
Now, there's a guy on here said, yeah, man, do you remember him? He said he was supposed to take you to Henry Ford Museum, and you never got back with him.
Oh, yeah, I told him I was coming back in town. I was supposed to get up with him. I can still get up with him. I'm back in town. We never made plans, but that's in the works. Definitely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I was supposed. I definitely. He's worked at the Ford factory, and he's supposed to show me he's supposed to tell me how we supposed to go to the Ford Museum, and he's supposed to tell me how the Ford Lightning's made and stuff. It's cool.
Well, you can trust him. He's a good guy. Thanks, Chris.
And he might, that's remind me. I do need to reach out to him and get back with him. I thought he would reach up to me by now, but
Now, is that Cash App and other info regarding donations on that channel link somewhere?
Yeah, it's in most of my channel. It's in every live stream I do, and in a lot of my videos.
Oh, okay.
Because. And but my Cash App name is Erick the Dream Giver on Cash App. If you want to search that, that's also on Cash App. Is Erick the Dream Giver.
Okay. Now, are you generally welcome with open arms where you show up, or do you have some detractors and enemies out there, stalkers?
I have stalkers, but I don't ever see or really hear from my stalkers that much. But I think I hear from my stalkers more than my fans. So I guess fans are my stalkers. Sometimes I feel like,
Yeah, Yeah, do I know what you mean? Yeah, right.
You know, like my biggest enemies are my biggest friends sometimes, you know.
Yeah, you figured it out.
You know, it's
Hey,
like,
while you're out there in Ann Arbor, there's a singer out there named Laith El Sadi. You familiar with him?
no.
Yeah, AL-SAADI. He's a famous singer from there. If you get a chance to see him at any of the bars, I'd suggest it. He's a good guy. Yep. But that's nice that Ann Arbor's been kind to you. To me, it would seem like that'd be a perfect place for you.
But it's kind, but I haven't really. It's expensive. It's kind of
Yeah, it is.
expensive.
It's expensive.
And I've been looking for somewhere, and I've been having a struggle finding somewhere to park my bus. I want to buy me a piece of. I've been trying to think about maybe buying a piece of property, by the month to park my bus since I can't get it fixed and just rent it out on Airbnb. And then and then I can stay in it sometimes, and then maybe that will get me enough money every month to maybe get me another bus, or at least have somewhere like a piece of property that I can like fix up and stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
I could build a small house on there as well that I can rent out on occasion or stay there, or that's one of the things I kind of want to do is kind of have a little hostel, a little cabin. Like get me some property and put little bunch of little cabins and stuff out there, and maybe have some livestock and stuff that people can hang out with, and I think people will really dig that because that's something unique, and people are like unique places to stay.
Yeah. Now, does this Michelle work? Did she go to school out there?
I mean, Michelle's disabled, so it's hard for her to hold down a job. She's been looking for a job. Every day she's looking for a job. Her dad is like, "You need to get a job," and I'm like, "Well, and she, she went to court for a disability, but she didn't really hear back from her lawyer, so she's still fighting for a disability, and she really bad ADD and ADHD, and she doesn't want to admit that she's disabled, which is also one of the disabilities. She doesn't want to admit, when she need help and stuff like that. But
Gotcha.
I'm trying to find a job, and it's even harder for her to do like gigs, like gigs are pretty easy. You can do DoorDash pretty easy, and I don't know. She's like too ADD to even do that. It seemed like sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I watched her a couple times when you guys were different places, and it wasn't anything obvious to me, but AD.
Yeah, it's not really obvious until you just see until you actually hang out with her for a long period of time.
Yeah, it's like anybody else, right? Yeah.
At first she can carry on a conversation fine, but then you ask her to do something, it's like, and she can't complete it because she get off task too quickly.
Yeah, gotcha.
So.
Yeah. So you guys keep in touch even when you're not together?
Yeah, even when Michelle went back home when I was taking care of Bob. So for 2 years I take care of this old guy that was my mom's roommate.
Yeah.
His name was Bob, and he died a year ago. It's coming up onto his birthday. Michelle just recorded a video for Bob, which was really nice. He by the way upload it. And Bob, help. That's why I took care of him 2 years, and I had to wait till he get a little bit of money and I put all the money that he left me into this van. I bought this van with the money and then left town, and all that money spent and gone pretty much. And then I've been trying to save money, and then all the money I save, I end up putting into this bus that I have. I spent over $3,000 a year on a bus, and people think that's crazy because I could have rented a bedroom for as much money as I spent on this bus. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like 300. Over $300 a month I've been spending on this. I've been putting aside for this bus.
Yeah.
Pretty much every spare cent I can. I've been putting in the bank so I can pay for this bus because nobody's supporting my channel, nobody spending money. I have to go do DoorDash and I have to do other things to make enough money to even like to even survive. And everybody tell me to get a job. Well, I have 3, 4 jobs I've been doing. I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing Instacart, I'm doing other odd jobs. I'm doing recycling cans. I'm like installing solar panels. Is another thing I've done is I install solar panels on RVs. I help people fix up their RVs and stuff like that. I do like different projects in people's backyard. I do gardening, landscaping, I do pressure washing. I do um, all kind of jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
And trying to do, because I'm a pretty talented person, but it's also hard to find people even willing to even hire me, even though I'm like overqualified. People
Yeah.
just assume that I'm underqualified. Maybe it's my speech impediment. Maybe it's something else.
Yeah,
Maybe the
but
fact that
I wouldn't call it an impediment because I don't have any problem understanding anything you're saying. I'm
yeah, but
assuming.
but if you don't look the same as everybody else and you don't talk the same as everybody else, people are going to disregard you.
You're probably right. Yeah, true. But you look the same as everybody else.
You know,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not saying that. I have. I still manage to make things work, and I still manage to get jobs and stuff. But it's also hard. It's hard to like. It's also like I want to start a company, but it's like, am I going to be here next? Am I going to be in this area next month? Because I'm always thinking that, oh, well, I'm going to get my bus fixed, and I'm going to go find, and then I can go, go leave town because like and go do this job in another state. And then people offer me different jobs in other cities, and I'm stuck here. Not stuck here because of my bus being broken down. And even though I have good opportunities in other states and other towns to do things, I'm kind of been stuck here, trying to get my bus fixed.
Now, there's no reason to go back to Detroit, is there?
No, that my house is burned down. It's vandalized. It's crumbling to the ground, and then I fell behind on my taxes, and I could probably buy it back from the city if I really really want to fight the city for it.
Yeah.
But it's not in my name no more,
Oh, okay.
so I don't have any property left in Detroit. Um, you know, other than maybe something I can salvage from or fight, salvage. But then I really don't want to feel like fighting with the people that my friends or enemies I made over my lost stuff. I just let them, have it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can have it back and stuff, but I feel like there's not really much. I don't really know if I really want to go back to Detroit anytime soon, just because of too many, friends or enemies I made there that is probably doesn't support what I'm trying to do. I already tried. I went there. I tried to make it work, and it didn't work. And so,
Gotcha.
I
It would seem to
learned from
me.
it. What?
It would seem to me that Ann Arbor would be perfect for you, but
Ann Arbor is definitely a lot better than Detroit for a lot of reasons.
have you tried Ypsilanti?
I mean, I seen Ypsilanti. Yes, Ypsilanti pretty much the same city as Detroit. I guess they have a different downtown, and it's one side. That's like east side, west side of Detroit. Of Ann
Yeah.
Arbor. Ypsilanti is east side, and Ann Arbor is west side. It's pretty much the same town as the east side, west side.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, really not understand really a difference, but I guess there is a difference after being here a lot longer. There's political, of course they're different cities, so there are political differences, and
Yeah, man wanted me to ask you if your experience in meeting Doug Hutchinson.
So yeah, it was really crazy. So like I was on a front page. People don't realize this, that like I'm pretty well known. Like people recognize me. People wanted to meet me. That's one of the things. It wasn't just about the guilt. That was people was really supportive of it. That the fact that I really inspire a lot of people because I'm the dream giver.
Yeah.
I'm a very inspiring person because of being the dream giver, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm in a lot of news stories. A lot of newspapers make stories about me. So they make stories and they print stories about me. And the newspaper print a story about me. And one of the people that reached out to me was Doug Huxton and say, "Hey, I got a message from this guy. I didn't believe it. Like, hey, I'm Doug Huxton. I want to help you out." Whatever. And I'm like, yeah. Back then I was very, way more open than I am now about meeting strangers. I didn't even know who this guy is. He came into my life. I invited him to my house. I didn't even really sure what happened to him. He came to my house right after, I invited a couple over to my house. So I invited this couple to come stay with me. And I don't know, I guess they was going around the neighborhood talking crap about me. It was on drugs. We found a lot of drugs in the stuff that they left at my house. They left like a lot of bedding at my house, blankets and stuff. They took their backpacks with them. The majority of the stuff they took with them, but they left all the bedding at my house. And then in the bedding was just bunch of drug paraphernalia and stuff in the bed. And they was on drugs and they going from town to town, like being serial killers, beating people up, and I was just one of the many victims. And I shouldn't be so inviting to people,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so Doug Huxton came and met me after I was in the newspaper telling my story, telling how I got hurt. But there was a bunch of newspaper. I was in the Detroit newspaper, a bunch of newspaper across the country, and he saw me, and since he lived in the area, he decided to come visit me and take me out. So he took me out to dinner. He took me to his house. He took me to his he took me out to eat a few times. He offered to be my manager, but I'm just like, I don't really know if I want to sign a contract with anybody. Why do I need to sign a contract with somebody? If you want to help me out, that's one thing, but I don't want to sign, any contract. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And then, but he was a really good friend of mine for a little while, and he signed, he let me do an interview of it. I thought I was going to interview him, but he kind of just took over and it was a really great video, one of my top videos, which was good. He's just kind of grinning and talking about who I was, which was probably the best thing he could have done because everybody already know who he is,
Yeah.
And he kind of just did a testimony of how he felt about me, and it was a really good testimony he made about how he felt about me, after getting to know me. And it was a really heartfelt, great testimony. After hanging out with me for a week, he made that kind of heartfelt testimony. And so that was kind of cool. And I haven't really seen him that anymore. He was saying he's off to help me fix my bus, but then I was going to take it up to some mechanic that he suggested. I called him. They did say they didn't want to work on my bus, and then I thought he was going to buy me another bus, and then that never came to fruition. And then I kind of never talked to, and then he never really talked to me very much after that. I don't know. I tried to call the number I had for him. I don't know if he changed it or what, but
Oh, okay.
um, but yeah, I haven't really talked to him in like pretty much only hanged out with him for about a week. But it was still pretty cool hanging out with somebody that people felt really, I don't know if people felt highly of, but felt like somebody that been in on TV and had a lot of social precedence.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Um,
Where did
but
he
I met,
live?
but I met a lot of celebrities. I met Mr. Beast. I met who else have I met that's really big. I met a lot of. I went to VidCon. Where I met a lot of YouTubers. Um, I went to a bunch of events where I met a bunch of YouTubers. I met Rich Rebuilds. He wrote I met a bunch of celebrities in my travel. So I go to like events and meet YouTubers and celebrities. So you're not the only celebrity I met. I mean, you're probably the biggest since he did movies and stuff, but I met fair share of people that make YouTube videos. I met Abby the Spoon Lady. That's a big one. Nate Nation is another big one. That He's no longer make YouTube videos. Um, I collaborate with a lot of people. Most of the people I collaborate with, like 100. A lot of the big old names are maybe 100,000 subscribers.
All
But
right.
the biggest one I think I had. Uh, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if I should tell the story how I met Mr. Jimmy Johnson, but that's
Well,
real
go
crazy.
ahead. Let us have it.
You know who Mr. Beast is? Does anybody know who he is?
I don't.
You don't know Mr. Beast?
Uh-uh.
You don't stay up with like the YouTube trends that much.
No, hell no.
So Mr. Beast is like the one of the largest channels on the platform. He have over 100 million subscribers. He surpassed PewDiePie.
Wow.
Um. So, anyways, when he was a smaller channel, I went to North Carolina to try to do a collaboration with him, and it didn't really work out. He didn't really
Why?
want to meet me
Why?
because he didn't want to meet me. I went down there. I was holding a sign with his name on it, and I went to North Carolina. Was hanging out there, had a big cardboard sign. Was camping out in a tent right after my house burned down. I went down, so I decided after I left Detroit, I decided, you know what? I'm trying to make it on YouTube. I'm going to go to North Carolina and get up with this guy that seemed like he's a generous person and he wanted to help people. That's why he was the biggest thing he was known for was he gave out his donations to homeless people. Like he got money from brands, like brands sponsor him, give him money, do commercials on his channel, and he took that money and he gave it away to people, right? And then because he was so generous, more people watched his videos and it kind of snowballed because he appeared to be generous. I don't know if he but it wasn't his money that he gave away. It was, brands' money, and brands were paying him to give away the money. So it was like, people was paying him to give away money. So he kind of it kind of became this cycle of him getting paid to give away money. So he give away more money than he get paid to give away money, give away more money type of cycle. And that's kind of like what he kind of got known for it. But he also does a lot of other things as well. Crazy experiments and challenges.
So he blew you off?
Yeah, he blew me off, but he completely blew me off, and then a cop came up to me while I was camping out and said I had an arrest warrant and took me to jail
For what?
for harassment, I guess, because I had a sign with somebody's name on it.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did that whole thing end?
They put me in jail. They let me out after a week. They give me a sign that I won't talk about him for a year. It's been 3-4 years now. So they made a sentence to say I won't talk to him about a year. I thought about making another follow-up video about it, but I feel like it wouldn't even do any well because not very many people watch my channel. But yeah, um, but yeah, yeah. I had to sign a statement say that I would not like talk about this for like a year, and
Weird. That's weird.
yeah, so and. I mean, there was probably a lot of people that got end up on jail. It's really crazy that one of my friends I did a collaboration with. So Erick, Erick. I went to California and New York City. And I went to this world largest pizza party and hang out with this guy named Erick. And Erick did like this funny video of him of getting Mr. Beast arrested for harassment. You know,
Yeah.
it was like supposed to be this prank video, and he was like really freaking out. And I feel like he was freaking out because he knew how many people he got arrested for harassment, but he didn't say that in that video.
No
But
kidding, huh? That's crazy. How was that week in jail?
it was kind of crazy. I was just hanging out. I was like, hanging out in bed bunks. I didn't really want. Didn't really want to eat the jail food that much. I was just kind of hang out. People try to talk to me. I didn't really want to talk to very many people. I just kind of stuck to myself, and
Yeah.
Finally I got let out.
You'd have thought that they would have just given you a warning.
Yeah, you think the cop would come up to me and be like, "Hey, Jimson Donaldson does not want to do a collaboration with you. He told me himself, and if you keep doing this, I'll put you in jail." And I would have been like, "Okay, I'm leaving town."
Yeah.
The cop could have been like, give me a warning. You could even, instead they like literally dragged me to jail. The cop would literally told me that, "Hey, this is your warning. Get out of town. Don't come back." I mean, because cops have done that a lot. Cops came up to me and say, "I don't want you here with your goat. You need to get out of town. Don't make me fucking tell you again. I'll usually leave town."
Yeah.
And how many times I got ran out of town because of my goat. It was the goats are not all fun games. I get ran out of town, so I got ran out. Oh, I pretty much got ran out of every town in the country. People love my goat, but at the same time, it's like after a while, like people get fed up over the goat and they ran me out of town. And that's one of the reasons I like Detroit, because Detroit was like didn't run me out of town. They did run me out of town. It just took them it took them a lot longer. And it wasn't the city that wanted me out of town. It was the people and the citizens.
Yeah.
It wasn't the police or whatever.
Right. That's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, you think the cop would just like, "Oh, you should like leave town because this ain't gonna work."
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work. You're not gonna do a collaboration with you. You just leave town. I probably would have.
What town was that?
I'm in Greenville, North Carolina.
Wow. And you've been run out of town how many times would you say?
I've been ran out pretty much most of the town. They didn't say don't come back. They just told me don't bring this goat back in our city.
Now, I have some friends of mine here that have goats, and they say that they crap all over the place.
Yeah, they do. They do crap all over the place. Maybe or it smells. I mean,
you think that could have had something to do with it?
Maybe. Yeah, see, that's why I don't, that's why, even though the goat was fun and entertaining, you know, long term, it's not so fun and long entertaining.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Yep, right.
You
Yeah,
know, at first time, it kind of rails off after a time,
yeah,
of the magic of the goat, kind of
yeah,
rails off pretty quickly.
yeah,
Um, because it poops and it stinks
yeah,
but that's why I retired deer because he was and got cutie pie because cutie pie a lot small and pooped less and was less stinky and a lot cuter. And and I try to retire deer. I still kept deer on my at my house on my property because I wasn't going to completely abandon him, even though I felt like he was probably not should be bringing him out in public anymore.
yeah.
Um,
You ever maybe think of maybe just getting a puppy or something?
I don't know. After having a goat, having a pet on the road, it seemed like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
I mean, it does. I mean, I don't think that a dog would be much different than having a goat. I mean,
yeah. Except they'd have no basis to kick you out.
people still get ran out. I talk to dirty kids all the time. They get ran out of town for having their dog in town. It's hard to travel with any type of animal when
Yeah,
on the road. It's a lot to travel with it. Being a rubber tramp with any type of pets is really hard, and it's really sad because a lot of these people that live in their vehicles in their car, that's the only type of real friendship they may have with their pet,
yeah, yeah,
and collaboration, and they're all and the pet also protects them and take care of them. They
yeah,
watch them, you know um but at the same time it's like a liability because they can't leave their vehicle very long, and they can't bring it in the store very long. They can't bring the dog in the store. They can't. It's a hassle having having a pet. But maybe once I get my bus going, maybe I can get a pet again.
yeah,
That's one of the reasons I want to try to get a bus so I can have a pet. Maybe because once I have a bus, and then I can now it's big enough and not going to be as hot as a vehicle, and it's going to be able to have AC and have more privacy, and everything else is just going to be better to But I don't even know. Even if I had a bus, I don't know if I want to have a goat again. Maybe if I have some girls and stuff that I'm traveling with to help take care of the pets.
right.
But like when I'm not able to be there, I have somebody else there to help take care of the animals. Like if I want to go into an event or something, I got somebody that can stay behind and watch the vehicle and the animals.
Yeah,
Um, it's also a lot harder be able to go to events with the animal. So
yeah,
it afforded me a lot of really awesome opportunities, but also held me back from a lot of opportunities. It's like
right.
a double. Um, you know,
Yeah.
um, so
All right. Well, we posted your link and appreciate you
well,
explaining.
hopefully, let's see how many people subscribe. Do you want to see? Let me go to YouTube channel. Let's go to the YouTube studio. See how many
Hey,
people.
Chris, will you post that link again? His link, and I'll put it up here again for his channel.
Okay, I got 17 people subscribed. That's pretty good.
Oh, good.
Since
Congratulations.
I've been on live
I'll
stream.
subscribe too when I get
Eric,
off it.
yeah. Yeah, I got. See, this is my channel, Eric the Dream Giver. Or you can't see it screen.
How many subscribers do you have now? Thanks, Chris.
I I had 6,267 subscribers, and
Oh,
I
good.
had, and before I started the live stream, I had 255
Uh-huh.
subscribers.
Yeah.
So
Oh, good.
I gained like, guess like uh uh like 12 subscribers.
Oh, good. Good for you.
So yeah, 12 people. Yay, that's cool.
I'll subscribe when I sign off here.
Mm.
Well, good luck to you. You have my contact information now. And I hope things work out for you.
And and then my Cash App is Eric the Dream Giver. I have a picture. Yeah, let me go to my Cash App on here. It's in the, if you want to make sure it's me, it's in the description of any live stream I do. I do a live stream. I did a live stream yesterday at a car show. It should be in that video description there. And also you can do like what you call a super thanks. Like, you can leave a comment on my videos and
Yeah.
pay money that way. You can add, money to, and then your comment will like get kind of big.
Yeah.
And
And
advertise.
if people send you a donation other than what you've explained tonight, what can they expect to see as a result of it?
Well, depends on how life changing the donation is. I would definitely, well, if people give me some type of contact information, I will try to reach out to them and thank them.
Yeah.
If they want me to. If I'm able to. Sometimes I'm not able to. And I don't know. But but if I can get enough money together, I'm gonna get my bus fixed, or get a new bus. I just looked at a new bus, and the guy the guy was trying to sell the bus for 4,000. I've talked him down to 2,000. So I was working on maybe getting me just a new bus and retiring my old bus. And actually, it runs and drives. I took it for a test drive. I didn't take it for a test drive today, but I saw it running. I didn't want to make him take it for a test drive because I don't know if it was legal. He didn't really offer me, but I saw it start up. He said it ran and drive, and I pretty much believed him because he's a mechanic as well. He worked in a mechanic garage.
Yeah.
I asked him to fix my bus. He said, "Oh, he's too busy. Have too many people in line ahead of me." And I'm like, "Well, I can. I've been waiting for 2 years. I could wait longer." But I think he's. I think he. I think he. He kind of like, well, the best thing I could do is just buy this bus because it's going to probably cost more
Mhm.
money to fix your bus than this. Well, I'm selling you this bus for, and he's probably right.
So
You
you
know?
get so somehow you get the bus, it's paid for, then what?
Well, I'll probably go travel around, make some videos, and that way I have an actual home that is big, nicer than this van, and I can go out and I can make more videos, and I can try. Now I can get on the road. I got an opportunity to go. I collaborate with some YouTubers and other in North Carolina, not Mr. Beast, a small channel. This hippie girl. I'm not going to say her name, but she's offered to do a collaboration with me. Some other so I have friends, and
Heck yeah.
and then I also do some odd jobs and stuff. I got some job opportunities in other states and stuff, installing solar panels and doing some gardening. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
um, and if I can able to do some more gardening, that's really what I want to do, is just able to go around doing some more odd jobs and be able to go out to these jobs in different cities, or maybe travel around. I can also travel around to go to festivals and perform. And so I have jewelry and stuff I sell. And the main thing I want to go around and just show people interesting things. Really, I just want to show people, interview interesting people, show interesting things,
Yeah.
and can kind of just be a dream giver and
Now
spread it around.
you mentioned performing. What do you mean by that?
I play music. Michelle play music. I do I do that. I sing songs. I do that type of thing, and I also we do different. We dress up in different costumes and we perform and we do that type of thing as well. And then uh so yeah, you know,
Yeah. Well, good
I
luck with Michelle.
you know but, hopefully it works out with Michelle. Hopefully she can get in some counseling and some therapy and get some get more stable, and hopefully maybe I'll find me a girl that actually want to help me with my YouTube channel and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
You find some girl on TikTok or something that want to make some videos with me. I don't know.
Yeah. You making those videos with a camera or a phone?
Make most of my videos with a phone.
Okay.
I have a computer. I just don't really know how to use it that well. I need to learn.
Yeah.
I need to get more. It's just so easy to make a video on my phone. I can just do everything on my phone, and it's just so easy. And I want it. And also, I can't really afford a camera because cameras are expensive. I had a nice camera, and I ran out of money. I had to take it back to Best Buy. Um, I had like one of the Insta 360 cameras that I see all the big fancy YouTubers use, and I bought
Yeah.
one of those for $500, and I had it for like 2 weeks, and then I had to take it back. I think I had to, because I just like realized that I couldn't afford it. But it was still fun that I was able to borrow it from Best Buy for a couple weeks and play around with it.
Oh, cool.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Best Buy have this thing where you pay $200 a year, and you're able to like borrow stuff from the store. You got to
Really?
pay for it. You got to pay for it up front, but then you're able to take it back for like pretty much with no questions asked.
Really?
Yeah, anything in the store. So you can buy any type of film equipment you want, and then take it back, and they don't really ask no questions. Usually if you're not like a prefer, I forget what it is, but you pay you pay you pay $100 a year, and you become uh,
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I think his battery might have worn out. Well, thanks you guys for coming on. Appreciate it. I got some videos I'm going to upload. I also have 2 interviews I uploaded the other day that I never uploaded. They were just 2, and I got more today, and I'll upload them with everything at one. They froze up. Battery probably ran out. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it. Anybody got any questions or anything? Here's Mary posted something here. Good zombie movie. Yeah, why not? Well, you guys take care. I'm going to upload these interviews I did. And thanks for listening. We'll party on later this week. That sound good? Chris? Rita? Mary? Yeah, man. Thanks for the info. Yeah, man. Drifter? Jeff? He might probably fell asleep. Karen? Triples? We'll party on again. Thank you. Oh, good. Thank you. Take care, Rob.